So I'm meandering about the campus and I found something pretty interesting here, some charging stations. It's a big damn charging station. But this one's actually charging, although they don't make it as convenient here as they do in the States. Like, you gotta open your hood here. And this one is charging off of, I don't know if that cable comes with the car or you have to bring your own, but this is like a different charging station, which is much more what I'm used to. But this one's easier to charge. I don't know if this is, I guess this is a Chinese-made car. So yeah, the charging is, they have some charging stations here, and people use them. These cars are being charged right now. There's 4 blocks, 3 of them are being used. So, not bad at all. It's good to see that they're making that transition quickly to electrical. All their scooters are electric. It's rare to see a powered scooter here. So that's an interesting aspect. Again, they're doing recycling, but I don't see a lot of concern at the individual level for that kind of thing. Most people just want to get rid of their trash and they don't care where they get rid of it. I think this here is a dormitory, as is this building over here. We found out that we're going to be able to do laundry, so we will wind up doing laundry inside of this building somewhere. On the second floor, there's supposed to be a washer and dryer. Now, while that may not sound like a unique thing, washers and dryers are really hard to come by in this country. They don't have laundromats per se. They have laundry service where you can drop your clothes off and have it all done for you, but it's prohibitively expensive for, I think, somebody that's visiting, or the average person maybe. But you know, these people are all students and stuff, so they have a washer and dryer in the dorm. You have to buy a card, and it's 5 RMB to wash your clothes, and then an additional 5 RMB to dry. So it's 10 RMB to do 1 load of laundry, which I mean, when you look at the exchange rates and stuff, it's fairly cheap. But we were looking at the possibility of having to use a laundry service, this expat laundry service, which was a rather daunting thing, because you had to pay a certain amount of money per kilogram, I believe, of clothing. And I think it was 2 kilograms, and they charge you a certain dollar amount. So that would have been an expensive undertaking, because I mean, 2 kilograms is like a pair of jeans, you know what I mean? So it would have been an interesting task, to say the least. And we're back out of the street that you've probably seen in a couple of these videos now, this crosswalk, because we're coming from the university. That down there is like a 7-Eleven kind of thing. The red and yellow and then the green stripes. That's kind of a 7-Eleven. They've got some food in there, some hot food, like some buns and stuff, like steamed buns and things like that. But they've also got a lot of little knickknacks, you know, cigarettes, just like a 7-Eleven. Cigarettes, mouthwash, toothpaste, you know, maybe little basic necessities that you need in a hurry. As you can see, the weather today is not the greatest. Lots of pollution hanging in the air. Kind of a crappy air day. So yeah, what you're seeing there is not fog, it's pollution. China's still a developing country, and it appears that while they have major cities and whatnot, they're still undergoing kind of an industrial revolution, because guess what? They make all our stuff. So and they haven't gotten to the standards where they have like an EPA and all that kind of thing. So so yeah, you'll see people riding in masks and stuff like that. Apparently, I'm not sure the masks help, but that's what I hear. You see, right now there's a crosswalk and all these bikes just went zipping by. So the bikes don't stop, the cars stop, but the bikes don't stop. So it's an interesting dynamic when you're getting across from one place to another. And we're down to a 3-second clock here. 2, 1, and I'm gonna get run down in a second. And here they come. So this is like the convention center side of the hotel, right? The windowless center is like where they do meetings and whatnot. And you can see all the bikes on the street. Taxi. The interesting thing about this place is like people on the street make no acknowledgement of each other whatsoever. They don't, they basically all just kind of move about and kind of ignore each other. And I was talking to one of the teaching assistants who lives in a different city here in China, whose family, she's from there. But essentially, she was telling me that, you know, it's not really part of the cultural system. You don't really talk to strangers. So, making eye contact with somebody means that you probably want to engage them in some kind of dialogue, and most of them are just not comfortable with that with a stranger. So I'm sure I've been making people here uncomfortable as hell because I make eye contact with everybody. So they're I'm sure looking at me like this guy's first of all, he's, you know, a giant by their standards. I'm a pretty big guy, and not only that, but then I'm walking around making eye contact with everybody because in New York, that's what you do. You make eye contact with people, let them know, you know, hey, I see you there. Don't try to be slick. But here, that's not the way it works. Here, it's everybody avoids eye contact. Everybody avoids, you know, talking to strangers because there's a lot of people that move around in this city, and nobody seems to talk to each other. The only time they talk to each other is if they know you or you know them. So it's, I don't know, it's kind of odd. I don't know how they ever get to know each other. I mean, how do you get to know anybody if you never talk to anybody? So I guess it all relies on more like formalized introductions through people or whatever the case may be. So anyway, yeah, that's, we're actually going to take the path back to the hotel. When I pick Mary up, we'll take the path back to the hotel from the school so that you guys can see what we're walking on a daily basis. You can see the sky is not in the best of shape today. It's still warm, but it is a lot of pollution hanging in the air today. So anyway, until the next one.